Now, if you're experiencing eyelid twitch right now, also known as myokymia, then no doubt you're feeling annoyed right now about it, and you may be also concerned about whether this is the symptom of something more serious. In this video, we'll cover that, and I'll also give you some tips that have been helpful to my patients over the years. Hi and welcome to the channel that's all about helping you to see better, see more comfortably, and to be less anxious about your eyes. My name is Martin Aguzzi and this is Martin's Eye Tips. Please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well so you get reminded every time I upload a new video. So you've got this eyelid twitch. What's going on and what does it mean? Well, a twitching eyelid can occur in your top or your lower eyelid, and it's something that in my clinic I've seen very often over the years. And in fact, it's something that I've had myself on several occasions. So for the first piece of mind point that I want to reassure you with, it's the fact that eyelid twitches are very common. Now, most cases of eyelid twitches can be categorized as myokymia, which I think is a name that sounds quite dramatic and often scary as well. But myokymia really is a broad medical name given to mild involuntary contractions of muscles. So it's possible to experience facial myokymia as well as limb myokymia. So the second piece of mind point that I want you to take away results from the fact that myokymia is also categorized or classed as being self-limiting, and this means that no treatment or surgery is necessary because it usually goes away of its own accord over time. And in my experience, this usually takes several weeks to go away, but ideally, obviously, you want to do what you can to reduce it as quickly as possible. Now let me know in the comment section below how long you've had your eyelid twitch for, and in my experience it usually lasts for about 3 weeks or so, as I've said before, but let me know if that's been your experience so far. So what actually causes eyelid twitches? Well, it's one of these conditions that is not very well understood as to what the cause may be. However, the thinking is that it is related to tiredness and stress levels. And certainly in my clinical experience, most people who come to see me reporting eyelid myokymia will usually confirm that one way or another they've been going through something that's very stressful in their life of recent, or they've perhaps lost quite a lot of sleep as well. So certainly the times that I've been experiencing myokymia myself, there've been usually times where I've really lost a lot of sleep because of deadlines and things like that, or back in my student days during exam preparation times, and you kind of pull all-nighters and things like that. Certainly I find it's quite common in students as well. Now, if the eyelid twitch has been persistent for more than several weeks to a few months, then this may be something that we call blepharospasm, which is a spasm of the eyelid which may be more nerve related, and this needs a bit more medical investigation. So it's definitely worth getting an eye examination for this, just because it may require some other medical intervention, possibly even Botox, for example, just to stop the eyelids spasming. So when it comes to helping eyelid myokymia to move along and resolve a lot quicker, and people often say you should relax, but that probably stresses you out more if you're somebody who is having problems with relaxation and stress. So here are some tips to help you de-stress and to speed up how long it takes for your twitching to stop. So first of all is to plan 8 hours sleep. Now you probably haven't had that, and things like having power naps and making sure that your room is blacked out when you sleep, planning 2 to 3 nights of early nights if you can't regularly get early night sleep. One of the things that I find is that with the kind of stress and the lack of sleep, it's a cumulative effect, so it builds up over time. So because people who experience these eyelid twitches have been experiencing a buildup of a lack of sleep or buildup of stress, then that tends to be where the problem is. So if you can somehow break that vicious cycle, perhaps by including and introducing 2 or 3 early nights in the week. So if you can't do every week going to bed early, then scheduling 2 or 3 nights where you can go to sleep about 9 o'clock, whatever the case may be, and you get a good lengthy sleep, that really has plays a big role in being able to break down this vicious cycle and this cumulative buildup of stress and sleep deprivation, which leads to these eyelid twitches. So secondly, cutting out stimulants as much as possible. So that means caffeine, Red Bull, other energy drinks. So even just for a few weeks, or a week or two, whatever the case may be, just so you have a period where you almost detox, just to allow yourself to be free of these kind of stimulants. You'll also find that then helps you sleep better. It may also help your stress levels as well. And then cutting out sugar for a period of time as well, just to help with your whole kind of stimulated state with sugar highs, etc. That will also play an important part. And then finally is to engage in at least 30 minutes of vigorous exercise a couple of days a week, if not on a regular basis. Then that just helps to kind of detoxify the body and just helps to kind of remove some of those stress hormones and help you to sleep better, get your energy levels up, which then also helps you feel a bit more positive overall. And in my experience, I found that people doing these simple things really can play an important part in helping you to get rid of the eyelid twitches a lot faster. Now let me know in the comment section below, do you feel that stress is playing a part in your eyelid twitches? Are you getting plenty of sleep? Are you under work stress at the moment? Are you a student going through kind of exam preparation and things like that? Also, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well, and also liking and sharing this video really helps the channel out. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care.